This is for the righteous Beige Alliance.
The Beige
DJ.
brothers over here. Yeah.
I only listen to half of y'all.
Yeah. Hater.
Well, I guess we've started already. So we're here with James Franklin, Penn State's coach and Neshaminy High School's finest.
There you go.
Tell me about yourself in high school. What type of athlete were you? What was the first sport you played? Were you a multi-sport kid or just a quarterback?
Played basketball early on, played baseball early on, but then pretty much ended up focusing on football. Played quarterback. Neshaminy, back in the day, really good program. I had a guy named Mike Fredericks who was a captain with me, played for about 5 or 6 years as a defensive end in the NFL, and then was good enough to play Division II football, but had a great experience at a place called East Stroudsburg. Head coach there was there for 51 years, Denny Dowds. Had a great experience, but not your experience.
Well, it's interesting because the multi-sport kid is a dying breed, but the athletes that come in that play multiple sports, they have one that they really like but they're not good at. They have one that they're focused on, they have the highest ceiling, and it really creates a situation where it rounds them out. What was your sporting experience like?
Yeah, growing up, I played them all, but for me, I ended up focusing on football, not because at that point people were talking about specializing and all those types of things, just where I thought that was my best chance and my best opportunity. In recruiting for us now, we love guys. We promote it as much as we possibly can to wrestle, to play basketball, to run track, whatever it may be. But there's probably less and less of that than I would like.
Okay, so I want to challenge you to a duel. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. But we're going to play a little Connect 4 and just keep on rocking and rolling. Are you familiar with this game?
Yeah, I don't know if I've played it in 40 years, but yeah.
It's probably been since 4th grade for me as well. But
I don't know if I believe that. Yeah, I don't know if I believe that.
I was looking up some YouTube videos on some strategy. I did look it up,
Okay.
but I'll give you honors, Coach.
All right. I'm going to go there.
Part of what we're trying to do and focus on is competition and competitiveness. And I see what you're doing there, so I can't let you do that right out of the gate. But were you always competitive growing up?
Yeah, always kind of in my DNA, my family's DNA. Even now, my wife, I can't play games with her because it never ends well. My kids the same way, our friends. Whether it's cornhole or whatever it is at this point. But yeah, always very competitive, and that's in my family too.
I love it. I was the type of kid where I wanted to try to have fun, and I would compete, but if I started losing, and if I'm telling the truth, when my wife beats me in backgammon, which is our game, I don't handle it so well. How do you handle getting beat?
Not well, but my wife is worse, and that's why we really don't play games together anymore. And then when I do try to handle it the right way and, tell her she did a good job, she doesn't know if I'm talking trash or not, so it gets ugly quick. So we're both competitive. We both like to talk trash. So it's not a good combination.
I love it, man. I think it's on you, or is this me?
It's
okay,
you.
I kind of see what you're trying to go, so I'm gonna see what I can do.
It's
there.
over. It's over.
Oh damn! I always do that.
It's all right, though.
In this game.
It's all right. It's probably the only thing, if we're going to consider this an athletic event, that I would have ever beaten you in. So I'm going to take this, but I'm also this type of guy. If you win, you put the game away, so then for the next 20 years, I can talk trash that I'm the champ.
Well, hold on. Let's go ahead and get a shot of it, and then we'll take a picture and a still, and I'll sign it so you can put it on your wall.
There we go.
As far as confidence goes with players, I was the type of a kid that was a head case. Now, clearly I figured it out, but I was the toughest opponent that I had to go against.
Yeah.
I was in my head. When I'm up here by myself, it's a bad neighborhood. Yeah. Like, it is not safe up there. And I had to develop strategies to be able to deal with the immense amount of pressure that I put on myself from the outside, and I was my worst, harshest critic. I think a lot of young people do that. And I'm curious if you ever did that, or more importantly, do you have strategies that help people navigate that? Maybe some of the younger listeners out there that maybe are struggling and trying to put too much pressure on them and lose sight of having fun with this simple game.
Yeah, I agree with you, but I also think it's a fine line, right? There's aspects of that were not a positive for you, but I also think it's probably also what made you great,
Yeah,
what drove you. So one of the things that we try to do with our guys is try to identify what makes them special, what makes them unique, and also what are the challenges. Usually a lot of times what your greatest strength is also sometimes your greatest weakness. My pride and my passion is my greatest strength. My greatest weakness is my pride and my passion. So, but I think there's more when it comes to sports psychology than there's ever been. People to talk to, strategies to use. I think at the end of the day, you hear coaches talk about controlling the things that you can control. A lot of athletes are wasting time and energy on teammates, on comparing other people's journeys to their own. And we just talk about you got to run your own race. And what they don't realize is there's a lot of different paths, right? They put pressure on them to be a 3 and out. Well, I've had guys that didn't start till their senior year in college and are now playing year 7 in the NFL. So I think that's the biggest thing is embrace your own path and your journey, and don't put more pressure on you than needed.
Your path has been a remarkable one in its own right. And what's so impressive, James, about what you've built is the way that this team has come together and stayed together, right? You had to spend money to retain and attain, but the culture of this team, just talking with your players since we've been here, is phenomenal, right? Nick Dawkins and the type of young man that he is, talking about that offensive line that has all these returning starters coming back. The expectations are what they are. You talked about going from good to great to going to elite. I would imagine that that's pressure that you've had to deal with, and you've seen from the outside looking in, like you've done a really good job with that. Has it been as easy as you've made it seem?
Yeah, I don't know if anything is easy in college football nowadays, right? But I would say this, if you view it as pressure, then you probably shouldn't be the head football coach. No different if you view being the quarterback at Penn State as pressure, then you probably shouldn't be the quarterback. Right? It's just, it comes with the territory. You took the Penn State job, that's what comes with this. You decided to go play at Penn State, that's what comes with it. So we embrace the expectations. I love that there's a lot of conversations nationally about Penn State. We've earned that, and I appreciate that. But let's also be honest. Nobody cares about preseason rankings. They mean nothing, right? It's good for media days to have conversations. We want to make sure that our behaviors and our habits align with where we want to be at the end of the season.
I love it. Well, I don't know where you're going to be at the end of the season, but I know during training camp I'm going to come and visit you guys, and I want a rematch, my man. That's not how I want to go out on the Connect Four table.
Please come back, but I'm not playing you again, so I can talk trash for the next 20 years as the champ.
Fair
Yes, sir.
enough. I'll give your wife a call and see if I can
There we
figure out
go.
some strategies.
Let's do it.